Salvation is a hot topic in Christianity today. And at Lifefire Community Church, we have three fundamental beliefs as it relates to salvation. Number one is we believe that salvation is readily available for any human being on the face of the planet who has ever been and will ever be. Unfortunately, there are churches out there for some obscene reason who will tell you that salvation's only for 144,000 people or only for a select group of people, and that there are actually those who are born to go to hell. While there are those who are going to go to hell, no one on the face of God's green earth has ever been born with the express intention for them to go to hell. As a matter of fact, one of the most popular Bible verses of all time quashes altogether every single theorem of Calvinism or any other ideology concerning the ultimate predestination, and that is John 3:16. Jesus says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His one and only Son, that whosoever would believe in Him would not perish but have everlasting life." He said that whosoever, and that God loved the world, that any human being that would believe in Him would not perish but have everlasting life. Now, unfortunately, there may be those who live their lives without ever accepting Jesus Christ, but that certainly doesn't mean that salvation was not available to them. The next issue is, what do I have to do to be saved? Do I have to help a little old lady across the street? Do I need to go paint churches? Do I need to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ? Is it that I need to be circumcised or follow the law or yada yada yakety yak yak yak? No. According to Romans 10:9, listen closely, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God had raised Him from the dead, you will be saved. You have got to say that God raised Him from the dead. You've got to believe it. You've got to put it out there in the atmosphere. You've got to simply say, I believe that Jesus is Lord. And I believe that God raised Him from the dead. You know, salvation is not of your own works, because if it was, then you could know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you had to do something. But salvation is a gift that is given to you freely by Messiah. The next issue and the final issue concerning salvation that you will hear at Lifefire Community Church is the one question that always lingers out there in spirituality and in the idea of soteriology. And that is, can I lose my salvation? I do not believe that it's the easiest thing on the face of the planet to lose your salvation. You will hear preachers out there today behind their big old pulpits telling you that if you go out and sin just the smallest of things, that you better come rushing back to repentance because you're going to lose your salvation. And I got to tell you, my God gave me that gift not to take it away so easily. And I think the answer to that question really lies back in Romans 10:9 and 10. Watch it again. If you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, you'll be saved. Now listen, for it is with your heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. Now I believe that if it is possible for you to lose your salvation, it is when you stop professing your salvation and stop believing that it happens. Unfortunately, in church today, we are scared to death that we've lost our salvation, and we start confessing that mess with our mouths, And that's the saddest and most dangerous thing that you could ever do. Let me tell you something, friend. Salvation is once, and it is for all, and it has the end in the end. It is from day to day to day, and it is for eternity. Your salvation will not be plucked away from you. As a matter of fact, Jesus said that not one of them should be plucked from God's hands. And while there are religious bigots out there who will tell you that Jesus clearly meant that you could pluck yourself from God's hand, Jesus would have said it had He meant it. Hello, people! Listen, salvation is simple. It's a gift. And my God's not an Indian giver. And He's not just going to take something away from you that He so freely gave you.